Why do CVTs feel weird? Why does the engine sound like it's stuck at one note while the car keeps speeding up? Here's the short answer. A CVT doesn't shift like a normal automatic. It continuously changes the gear ratio so the engine can stay at the RPM that's most efficient or most powerful while the wheels keep accelerating. It feels strange because your ears expect gear changes. Let's break down what your brain is comparing it to. In a normal automatic, you've got stepped gears, first, second, third, and so on. When you accelerate, the engine revs up, then the transmission shifts. RPM drops, then revs again. That rise and drop pattern is that speed climbing feeling most drivers learned as normal. A CVT throws that pattern away. The most common CVT design uses two pulleys shaped like cones, with a belt or chain running between them. Each pulley can squeeze its cone halves closer together or move them apart. When the pulley halves squeeze in, the belt rides higher, like a bigger gear. When they open up, the belt rides lower, like a smaller gear. So instead of jumping between fixed steps, the ratio slides smoothly through an almost infinite range. Now here's the part that makes it feel odd. When you floor it, the CVT often sends the engine straight to the RPM where it makes the best power, and then it holds it there. Speed keeps rising, but RPM stays nearly constant. To your ears, that sounds like, why isn't it shifting? To the transmission, that's the whole point. It already found the best ratio and is continuously adjusting it in the background. That's also where the rubber band effect reputation comes from. Not because the belt is literally slipping, though older designs could feel that way, but because the response is delayed compared to the kick you get from step shifts. In a traditional gearbox, a shift can feel like a shove. In a CVT, acceleration can feel smoother, but less dramatic. Your body gets speed. Your ears get one steady note. That mismatch is what your brain labels as weird. So why do manufacturers use CVTs? Efficiency. Engines are picky. They have a narrow, sweet spot where they make the most useful power with the least fuel, often at moderate RPM with the throttle opened efficiently. Stepped gears force the engine to bounce around that sweet spot. A CVT can keep the engine parked right on it. Think of it like riding a bicycle. If you can always keep your legs spinning at the most comfortable cadence, you waste less energy. That's what a CVT tries to do for the engine. It's especially good in city driving. Lots of small accelerations, lots of changing speeds, lots of chances to keep the engine in an efficient zone. But CVTs aren't magic. They have trade-offs. First, heat and stress. That belt or chain has to transmit torque without slipping, and that creates friction and heat. That's why CVTs can be sensitive to fluid condition and cooling, ignore maintenance, and they get angry. Second, torque limits. High torque engines, heavy towing, steep hills, those push a belt-style CVT into the uncomfortable zone. Some CVTs handle it well, some absolutely don't. And third, the sound. Even when it's working perfectly, holding RPM can sound like the engine is droning. Some automakers fake shift points in software to make it feel normal, which is basically admitting the human brain hates smooth efficiency. One more twist, not all CVTs are the same. Many hybrids use an eCVT that doesn't rely on a belt at all. It uses a planetary gearset and electric motors to blend power. The feel can still be smooth, but the hardware, and often the durability story, is different. So the real takeaway is this: CVTs feel weird because they break the sound and shift rhythm you're used to. They're efficient because they keep the engine where it wastes the least fuel for the power you asked for. Now, question for you: do you want the next video to be why hybrids feel so smooth, or why automatics still shift even when they don't need to?